Hey, welcome to Retired Now What, the podcast that's here to guide you through the exciting journey of retirement. Whether you're asking yourself now what or eager to explore the untapped possibilities in this new chapter, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Michael Kiffmeyer, and together we will discover how to repurpose your knowledge, embrace mastery, and live a purpose driven life. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to You're Retired, Now What? This is episode number 9 in our series on dealing with retirement, problems that we might run into, solutions to those problems, and just a forum to discuss concerns that we might have as we progress in retirement. So, we've talked before about how doctors and scientists have shared with us that we have gained another 25 to 30 years worth of life expectancy over the past 100 years. And it's due to better nutrition, better taking care of our health, and just being able to have longevity that we never experienced before. Say you're a person that was 65 and you retire at 65 and you think you're good. But had you really planned for 30 years more of life expectancy? So the thing that concerns folks is not only longevity, but financial stability. Am I going to have enough money as I grow older? And the quick answer to that, it depends. Folks are not planning on things like inflation. You might have done it somewhat, but if you have a new administration or new government officials that decide to change things up on you, it's hard to plan for that. I certainly understood that. I certainly understand that. But what can you do? What can you do to ensure that you're going to be financially stable for the rest of your life? So I have some ideas for you. And number one, I would like to share with you, you need to have an ongoing budget. This budget almost has to be like a living document. I'm sure if you've worked with your financial planner, you have decided how much money you need every month. But what does that do if you plan for it and then all of a sudden you're staring 18% inflation in the face? You know, today in 2024, we've got grocery prices that are out of sight. We have fuel problems that are out of sight. Gas has climbed to almost $5 a gallon to where I am here in California. That's absurd. I hate to tell you what I paid for gas when I was in my 20s, and I'll give you this, it wasn't over $1. But you got to plan for things like this because you don't know what's going to happen next. So I would start with making sure you have a budget, a good budget. Number two, you have got to understand the importance of planning. You can't just plan and have a plan and you retire and that's it, okay? Because you're going to have different aspects of life hit you. I sure like to be able to talk to you today and tell you life is just easy peasy and it just goes along at an even keel. It doesn't work that way. We've found that out through our lives. Anybody that has worked hard and raised a family and have tried their best to budget and readjust, well, here's news to you. That process doesn't stop once you're retired, and you got to do some things to plan for it so you're ahead. Number two, you need to look at what your pension is right now. I would suggest that you talk to your financial advisor, and if you don't have one, I'd certainly get one and ask a simple question. I've grown it to this amount of money and we planned for this. What can I do now? And this financial planner might have new programs that might be more advantageous to you. Programs that can give you a monthly income. Programs that are adjusting, every year or so for inflation. Programs that can help you live the kind of life that you always had envisioned. You need to look at your investment strategies, and they may change, and you're okay with that. But you got to understand exactly what's in front of you. I would also suggest to you, outside your financial planner, you need to put it upon yourself to stay current with inflation, stay current with what's going on with the economy, not only in the United States, but what's going on with the economy in your given state. What's going on in your country? And you have to take a look at that as well. And that is something you can do to possibly have some control and some ideas that you can discuss with other people. You need to have an emergency fund. I know we feel we're okay, but if the average American right now, or the average person worldwide, had to reach for $2,000 or $3,000, especially with the way things cost right now, chances are real good they don't have it. So I would implore you to put at least 6 months away of monthly income. And so that if you have something that happens, the car breaks down, you have a medical expense that you're not covered for. If you're like me, I always take real good care of my teeth, and just found out I got another investment of $10,000. It's like, holy cow, if I didn't take care of my teeth, I would understand. But why does these things keep happening? Quite simply, it's life. It just, we always got to expect the least expected, and we got to plan for it. You need to regularly review your finances. You need to see where you are on a month-to-month basis. Sometimes it might get so stressful, you got to see where you are on a weekly basis. That here's what I have coming up, here's what I want to do. Remember all those vacations that you wanted to take once you retire? You wanted to travel, you wanted to do different things. Well, you got to budget for it, and you got to plan for it. Because if all of a sudden you have X amount of dollars, and then inflation starts to chew away at it, then how are you going to make that up? And you're going to have to think about that a lot. You're going to have to plan, as I said, for your health care. It's going to change. It's going to fluctuate. People as a whole, if their health starts to fail on them, and my doctor says things start to happen after the age of 50, and they really start to happen after the age of 60. That's why it's important for you to take good physical care of yourself, and to also make sure that you exercise every day so that you can have the stamina, you can have the energy, that if you need to come up with some extra income, you have the ability to do so, because you're healthy, well-bodied, and you're able. So those are important things. You need to understand, you might have to adjust your lifestyle. And that big house that so many of us had, you might need to downsize. And gosh knows you need to downsize and getting rid of all the stuff that you've collected over 40, say 50 years. And if you really start to look at it, and I know several years ago, I started to downsize. I went from 3,500, 4,000 square foot of home down to 1,200 square foot. It's my wife and me and 3 little dogs, and we're doing fine. We don't need any more. You sit around and you say, why did I have all this stuff? And as I always tell my wife, we're not Egyptian, and we're not taking it to the tomb. So if you haven't used something, in say 6 months to a year, you got to start questioning, do I really need this? Why do I need this? And what good is it going to do? One of the things I learned is my children, who are now both in their 40s, they don't want it. I mean, I said, well, we have this for you, this for you, and this for you. Well, we really don't want it. So it's just, who are we keeping it for? Have a garage sale. I mean, you're worried about where money's going to come from? Have a garage sale or a yard sale, whatever it's called in your neighborhood. Get rid of the stuff. It's not going to benefit you once you're gone. So I would say, let's get rid of the stuff. The other thing I would share with you is automobiles, as you well know, they've gone to astronomical pricing. It's just like the average car now is $50,000. My goodness. When I was in high school, if I had a $50,000 car, I had made it. Well, heck, that's where it starts now. You can find a few cars around $35,000, but even there, you got to sacrifice. You're not going to be riding in luxury. You're going to be riding in economy, and so you need to give that some thought. Perhaps, I read the other day, one of the things you might want to take a look at, if you don't want an electric car, which even I kind of question, do we have the grid to support it? Hybrid cars are actually 17% more efficient than an electric car. And those are the ones that are partially electric and partially gas. And they're getting up to 35 miles a gallon. So if you're in the market right now for an automobile, you're really going to have to think about this. One of the things I believe that people, once we're at this stage of our life, 60, 70, and 80 years old, we're not really motivated by impulse buys. Sure, some of us do it from time to time, but we've learned through debt and not being able to meet bills and not being able to live the kind of life we want to live from week to week, month to month, that we needed to adjust our thought process. And yeah, that car or that house looks great, but it's simply not my budget. And you're going to have to question yourself. So if I'm looking for financial stability, what is it I really need? And you know that. I mean, talk with your spouse, talk with your significant other, and have a conversation. And you need to understand how they're feeling about financial stability. Do they feel comfortable right now? Say you've been retired now 2, 3, maybe 5 years. What's your comfort level? What's your comfort level with your finances? If it's not real good, then I'm going to suggest to you that you might want to adjust your thinking and change. And change is hard. It takes 90 days for a person to change. I taught a lot of major corporations new programs, processes, methodologies for over 30 years. And of everything I taught them, change was the hardest thing to do. If they were doing a process a certain way, they wanted to keep doing that way, regardless if it was cost efficient or if it was an advantage for them to do it that way. So same thing in our lives. Change is hard, but we got to ask ourselves a question. Number one, why am I changing? Number two, why do I need to change? And number three, will this change affect me positively? Will it affect my life positively? And chances are real good that they are. So other things that you can do is, I'm not suggesting you have to go back to full-time job, but you could do something part-time, and it's something that you could only work 20, 25 hours a week if that's what you'd want to do. Work every other day, and guess what? You can even do it from the comfort of your own home. And on future broadcasts, I'm going to give you some ideas exactly what is that you could do. And, you know, bills are always going to happen. They're not going to go away. And that's just a fact. Most of us want to stay in our homes. Healthcare facilities have gotten, they're astronomical. I have a friend that she had to pay a $200,000 upfront fee, and she's charged $7,000 a month to live in a healthcare facility. Why would you want to do that if you have the ability to stay in your own home for a fraction of that amount and make sure that all your needs are taken care of? And don't get me wrong, some people, they want to do that, but I'm not one of them. I could never see myself doing that. I fought too hard to get my homes, and I don't want to just give them up willy-nilly just because I'm getting older. For myself, I would hire help to do whatever. I know for myself right now, I've cut more grass than anybody you can think of. But I'll tell you what, I don't cut it anymore. And why don't I cut it anymore? It's not got anything to do with laziness. It's got everything to do with where is my time spent more efficiently. And for me, I much rather develop content for you, my audience, market different products and services, and that is where I want to spend my time. And the rest of the time, I want to spend with my wife and my 3 little dogs. We want to go places. We want to experience this life, and I implore you to do the same. So, in conclusion, I would say this. Look at your budget on a regular basis. Look at where your investments currently are. Talk to your financial planner. And if you don't have a financial planner, I'd implore you to get one. Why? Things change. And as much as you try to be on top of everything that you're supposed to be doing, you are not an expert. This woman or this man, they're experts. And what you want to do is you want to ask them questions. Questions like who, what, why, when. Who are you? What can you do for me? And when can I expect a change? So I want you to keep all these things in mind. And I want you to also understand, probably the one area I didn't cover that's very prevalent for all of us right now is Social Security. You know, you hear from time to time Social Security is going to go away. Well, if it does, now what? Okay, now what do you do if it goes away? You know, Social Security was never designed to be a retirement program. It was designed to supplement it somewhat, okay? The same way Medicare is designed to supplement your health insurance. It wasn't just an end-all to end-all. So you got to take control of your retirement, because if you don't, others aren't. And you got to stay on top of it. If you have a job now and you don't do anything else, stay on top of where your funds are coming from, what you can do to enhance the amount of money you have coming in every month, and listen to that financial planner. I would implore you, it would behoove you to do so. And probably lastly, it's this. All of you need to do some estate planning. You don't want to leave this all with your children. You don't want to leave them a mess. You want all that thing taken care of before you are going to your final resting place. I thank you very much for listening today. I'd sure like you to give me some more ideas on areas that you'd like to know more about. I've researched, this longevity and retirement deeply. I see there's a void there because so many people, once you're retired or once you get older, this country in the United States doesn't revere their older elders like they do in other countries. I wish that we did. I, as one, always thought I could learn from older people, and I like that. Okay, I wanted to hear their knowledge. I wanted to hear what they've been through. So, by the grace of God, I don't make the same mistakes. You all stay safe. If you need some different areas you'd like to talk about, like me to research for you, please DM me, reach out to me, and I'll see you on the next episode. I want you all to take care, and today is March 5th, 2024. Those of you that are in voting states, get out and vote. Our country's dependent on you. Thank you, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in to Retired Now What. I hope today's conversation has given you some valuable insights as you navigate the journey of life after retirement. Always remember, life doesn't stop after retirement. It's an opportunity for a new beginning.